Trump said on Thursday that India had offered a trade deal that proposed no tariffs for America.
What happens when the world's biggest economy throws a tariff bomb at one of the fastest growing nations? In April 2025, former President Donald Trump stunned global markets by slapping a 26% tariff on key Indian exports. But the real shock? One Indian brand took a direct hit, and it may reshape how India does business globally. The trade battlefield. India and the U.S. are major trading partners. In 2024, total bilateral trade in goods reached $129.2 billion, with India exporting $87.4 billion and importing $41.8 billion from the U.S. That's a whopping $45.7 billion trade surplus in India's favor. But that surplus, it's exactly what triggered Trump's ire. On April 2nd, 2025, Trump announced a 26% tariff on Indian imports. He called it a move to protect American jobs. The backlash? Swift and global. Dixon Technologies, the Indian brand in the crosshairs, entered Dixon Technologies, India's electronics manufacturing titan. Dixon reported roughly $2.04 billion in revenue for FY24, a 45% jump over the previous year. In Q4 alone, it clocked Rs 10,292 crore. Dixon doesn't just make devices for Indian companies. They manufacture electronics for Samsung, Xiaomi, and even Apple. With Apple shifting more iPhone production to India, Dixon has become critical in the global supply chain. Trump versus Apple and India. Trump didn't stop at tariffs. He warned Apple manufacture in the US or pay 25% on imported iPhones. But here's the twist. Apple has already assembled over $7 billion worth of iPhones in India in FY23. That's triple the previous year, making up 7% of global iPhone output. India's rise as a manufacturing hub is undeniable. U.S. tariffs threaten Indian exports. India exported $6.79 billion worth of auto components to the U.S. in FY24. Industries across India fear that the 26% tariff could cripple profits. Textile exports are also on edge. India exports around $10 billion in home textiles and made-ups every year, and 60% of that heads straight to the U.S. India's Counterpunch. India isn't staying quiet. Sources say New Delhi is ready to retaliate with tariffs on U.S. goods like almonds, apples, and motorcycles. Yup, we're looking at a potential tariff war. But there's hope. India and the U.S. have hit pause. Trump announced a 90-day freeze on new tariffs as both nations push to finalize a trade agreement by June 25th, 2025. So what does this mean for you? If you're in the U.S., prices on electronics and textiles may rise. If you're in India, your economy is entering a high-stakes poker game. Dixon Technologies and Apple stand at the center of this global power play. If this story fascinated you, hit that subscribe button, share your thoughts below, and follow for more business insights.